Why does this particular airport in India keep getting shut down by UFOs? Well, let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Yeah, this is back in 2023 when this white spherical object, this UFO, shut down the airport. Rather the airport shut down their activities because of unsafe air conditions. It was only a brief interval that they shut down their, flights for, but they did shut it down because of this UFO that was appearing during the mystery drone flap when mystery drones were flying around the world, shutting down military installations and airports. And this seems to be part of that same activity. The airport director said, due to the sighting of an unidentified flying object within info-controlled airspace, 2 flights have been diverted and 3 departing flights have been delayed. So a really interesting incident, and it's not alone. And things get weirder from here. All right, in 2018, reports surfaced in Manipur, India, describing a potential UFO sighting near the Umphl airport, that same airport. Specifically, there was a report of a white object seen by the Central Industrial Security Force Control Room, which prompted the temporary closure of the Burr-Tikendrajit International Airport and the dispatch of Indian Air Force Rafale jets. So they actually sent jets after it. While the sighting was brief, it raised questions about the nature of the object, leading some to believe it may be a UFO or UAP. And again, it was a strange white object. Airport closure. The airport was shut down for several hours due to the sighting. IAF response. 2 jets were dispatched from the Indian Air Force to investigate, but the object had disappeared by the time they arrived. The nature of the object remained unidentified, leading to speculation about it being a UFO. There were also reports of other UFO sightings in the area, including a disc-shaped object observed by students. Government response. While government officials did not explicitly confirm the UFO sightings, they suggested that many reported sightings could be attributed to aircraft activities or natural phenomena. Well, of course. Okay, so 2018, Manipur, India, this interesting event happened. Well, there are potentially related events that it gets weird. There's beings, there's time dilation. They call it the Kubru incident. An alleged incident discussed in UFO circles, particularly on platforms like X, involving a temporary anomaly in Manipur, India in 2018. In other words, right when that event happened. According to post on X, witnesses experienced a 72-hour temporal anomaly where time inside a specific area, allegedly caused by copper-skinned entities, passed differently than outside. 3 days inside the anomaly reportedly equated to 6 hours in the outside world. 3 days inside that event equal to 6 hours in the outside world. That's wild. Suggesting extreme time dilation. The Defense Intelligence Agency is claimed to have classified files documenting this event, though no public evidence supports this. The anomaly is described as a field where conventional time did not apply, potentially created by entities operating in a higher dimensional or time-altered state. This aligns with speculative theories about UFOs manipulating extra dimensions, as explored in DIA-funded research on warp drives and extra-dimensional propulsion. So there's not a lot of documentation on this, but there are a few additional things to go over. There's no primary sources or witnesses, according to Grok. It's basically all people talking online. So take this with a big grain of salt. And Grok thinks the involvement of the DIA is particularly dubious. But the actual incident itself is as follows. Witnesses, often described vaguely as locals or travelers, reportedly encountered a temporal anomaly in a specific area near Mount Kubru. The anomaly is described as a region where time passed differently. The anomaly was purportedly caused by copper-skinned entities, or beings associated with a UFO or anomalous craft. These entities are sometimes described as humanoid or non human, but details are sparse. Some accounts claim the event was investigated by Indian authorities or military personnel, and then it gets into the DIA stuff. But yeah, a really interesting possible event that occurred in that region of India right when a UFO was shutting down the airport, which is what makes me think that there may be some there to this incident. But I haven't been able to find any reliable sources for this event. If you've seen these, let me know in the comments below because I'd love to read about it. I want to know about interactions with these copper skinned entities and what these copper skinned entities may have had to say, and why people were allowed to go into this time anomaly and come out again, and did they learn any wisdom or any information from these copper skinned beings that may have been causing this? Were the copper skinned beings flying that UFO or remotely controlling that UFO that shut down the airport in 2018? What's the deal, guys? What is this incident all about? Did it actually happen at all? Is it just a bunch of urban myth or something like that? That mountain, the Mount Kubru, is considered a sacred mountain, which is an interesting wrinkle in all of this. If the beings had an interest in this sacred mountain, or if maybe some of the local lore surrounding this mountain might have something to do with the beings' activity there. Would be really interesting to know. So, of course, I asked Grok about it, and Grok is telling me that known as Mount Kupulu in some contexts, it is revered as the abode of the deity Lenging Thao Kubro and his consort goddess Kunu in Metis mythology, and I totally nailed all of those pronunciations. And it holds significant cosmological and spiritual importance. Below is a detailed exploration of the mythology surrounding Mount Kubru, drawing from cultural narratives, historical accounts, and available sources, while critically assessing their context. Well, I don't know if I need the critical context, but the Metis civilization, which I had never heard of, mythology holds that Kubru is the cradle of Metis civilization. Ancient hymns such as Awang, such as that hymn, describe Kubru as the first place of settlement for the Metis ethnicity, including the Loy communities of Andro, those various communities. The deity is seen as the founder of that word right there, ancient Manipur, establishing human society from the mountain summit. The Metis believe their ancestors originated from Kubru and will return there at the end of life, reinforcing its role as a spiritual and cosmological axis. And it goes on, but there you go. So the site of this ancient god and his consort, deeply entwined in the lore of those people, was the sighting of that time anomaly. Supposedly, where those copper-skinned beings were doing something. We don't know what. They were doing something. That's why I need to find more experiencers giving us their accounts of this event. And they may or may not have something to do with the UFO that shut down that airport in India, in that same region. And again, it's the same airport that got shut down just a few years later by another very similar UFO. So is this all part of the mystery drone phenomenon? It seems like it, except that the 2018 incident predates the mystery drone phenomenon. And it may be, having to do with something rooted in the mythology or the locality that these events are taking place in. So super fascinating, guys. I love it. I don't know, how to go about getting more information on this unless you can direct me to some experiencer accounts of this crazy time anomaly and, these copper-skinned beings. So do you think the copper-skinned beings had anything to do with a UFO that shut down the airport in 2018? or the incident in 2023? And what, if anything, does this have to do with the mystery drones? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.